Now then people, it's Joe, All Leeds TV, and it's return of the mop. We're back on top, Leeds United. In the end made it a little bit more difficult than it should have been, but up until the penalty given away by Luke Ayling, we were comfortable. A very good night of football today down at ER. Leeds kit ran out 2-1 winners against a decent Swansea side. As we know, obviously reverse fixture, it was 2 apiece. The league position probably flatters to deceive. They're a lot better than that. Just a bit inconsistent at the moment. But what a performance from the boys today. I thought at times during that first half and even periods in the second half where we were just on top of them, they struggled to get out. They were at 6s and 7s at the back. It was just constant, waves of attack at times. Shout out to the mop, as I've touched on. I thought KP tonight was unreal. And for me, just showed why you play him in that role. Adam Forshaw's not on KP's level in terms of performances in that role. Adam Forshaw's had a very standout performance against Derby when we beat them comfortably at home. But KP, for me, does it week on week. He was absolutely unreal tonight. And I will say it was the return of the mop tonight. I thought Klich was very, very good again tonight. Much like the play we've seen in the early parts of the season. Pablo was on it. I thought Harrison and Alioski both combined well on the left. Rufrau there, obviously Bamford's still getting back to that match sharpness, but probably should have scored at one point during the first half. But again, decent performance, and I see Bamford and Roof getting the fruits of their labour the longer the season goes on. What have we got now? 14 games left after today. They're going to strike up a good partnership, believe this. I thought Jamie Shackleton was good when he was come on. Big shout out for the birthday boy Pontus Jansson. I thought he was a colossus today. Even KP at times today had a sniff of the Jansson about him. He was doing like little Cruyff turns, bringing it out from the back, marauding into midfield. I thought Cooper did really well as well tonight. Just a good home performance. I said to the lads at All Leeds TV at half time, I think it was Claudio made a point of saying we've got to watch out for McBurney. For me, we were in front. I said to them at half time, we do not lose from winning positions. I think that's 14 now, maybe 15. Correct me if I'm wrong, guys. But every game we have gone in front, we have gone on to win. And that's how big it is for us as a team to score first. I mean, like I say, onto the game itself, we looked on it from the start. I thought Swansea was sitting deep. If we look at how West Brom dealt with us, for example, I think they'd very much, Graham Potter had took that ethos. Let's stand off them, wait for them to make mistakes and hit them on the counter with, fast, tricky players in Dan James and other players of that ilk. Let's have it and let's attack in numbers when they make mistakes. However, tonight we just didn't make mistakes. And any time they did break, I just thought they were strangled by KP and the rest of the team. It was a good defensive display. And then obviously 21 minutes, it's an ideal time. We need to score more early goals in and around this time. I'd love us to score, in the first 10, 15. But, around this time, it's a good start to the night, isn't it? And Pontus Jansson, happy birthday. Deflected shot by Alioski. It goes down tonight. It's had 2 more assists. I thought the second goal was class. He's just flung it across. And for Harrison to get his noggin on it and just glance it past the keeper had no chance. But yeah, Alioski 2 assists tonight. Deflected shot. As I say, much like Norwich with the rubber of the green, if you look at Pukki's second goal, this was a lot more difficult, don't get me wrong. I mean, Pukki's was a tap-in, but in terms of the rubber of the green, we had it tonight. It deflected into Jansson's pass, and what a finish for a centre-back. But we know that the big man has that in his locker. He's very good footballing centre-back. He's very good on the ball. He loves his turns, step-overs, all that jazz. And what a finish on the left, bang! It was a very good finish for a centre-back. And we know he's got that in the locker. And I thought it was a quality finish by Pontus Jansson. 30th minutes, Van der Hoorn had an opportunity. Probably should have scored. Just arrived a little bit late. Just missed it. On reflection, if he scores, it's a different look out to the game. But, we move on. I thought it was a great build-up play by Leeds United. Back to some of the best. I think Pablo finds Alioski on the left, who just fizzes in across, and it just glances off Harrison's head. And as I say, it goes in the back of the net. And I thought Harrison and Alioski combined well all night. They're not listen, they're not amazing, they don't set the world alight, but when they both have a good performance, they work really well together for me. Do you know what I mean? It's not, they're just so industrious together, they work well together, they pass, you know, the movements that they have together in difference to, say, someone like Pablo or Jack Clark. They can do it on their own, you know, they can drop a shoulder, they can whip a ball in, Clark can run. These two seem to combine really well, and when Klich comes and joins them, or Pablo, and they knock it around in a little triangle at the times down the left-hand side, I think they do really well. 40 minutes, obviously, Bamford should score, probably kill the game. But as I said, and I said to you earlier on in the guys at half-time, it was a very good half all around. We don't lose from winning positions. Please let me know in the comments, guys. I think it's like 14, maybe 15 games now that we've scored first, we've not lost. So that tells you all you need to know. I'll touch on the players. As I say, I thought Klich was really good. Return of the mop, KP again, and I touched on it earlier. He shows why you're playing in that position. And hopefully Marcelo, listen, in Bielsa we trust, the guy's a god, the guy's a messiah, but for me, to even be weighing up the option between KP and Forshaw is crazy for me. There's only one winner, hands down, and he showed that tonight. He was absolutely unreal tonight. Return of the mop. I thought we battered them at times, second half, as I said to you before. They were scrambling at times in the box, you know, last-ditch kick-outs, you know, it was bouncing all over at times. I mean, on another day, we probably could have got more. I thought Pontus was class, and I just thought KP, Pablo and Klich all combined really well tonight. And it was just a shutout, man, a good performance. Obviously, in the phase of play, you look at it, and we are nervous towards the end because of a crazy tackle by Luke Ayling. He's not having the best time of it at the moment. I thought he had a decent performance today. I did, you know, I think it was around about the 60th minute. I put, you know, a lovely passage of play prior to the corner, but it broke down. We were playing really well at that point. And it came to Ayling and it broke down, and and I actually wrote it down in my notes. You know, he's been playing okay, but it's broke down a lot. But on the context of the game, I thought, you know what, let's not have a go at Ayling, let's take it out. We don't need to be battering him. But then he gives away the penalty for Joel Asoro, and I just don't understand the challenge. You know what I mean? He's going nowhere. He doesn't need to make the challenge. He makes the challenge, they get a penalty, McBurney scores it, and then it's nervous times. Do you know, I think we're supposed to play 94 and we're almost at 96. You're biting your fingernails thinking, come on, what's going on? And it just didn't need to be, because for me it was a complete shutout. And a very good performance again. Dan James, I said before in my pre-match earlier on today when I put that out, that we would sing Your Leeds and You Know You Are, and when he got subbed off, we as a fan base again, Your Leeds and You Know You Are. We knew that would happen. James Shackleton again came off the bench and shows what a great prospect he is. He almost made an immediate impact. He looks so good running with that ball. He reminds me a touch of the Cooks. You might think that's crazy, but when he gets that ball and he runs at pace, he reminds me a lot like of Lewis Cook. I'm not saying he's on them levels, but in terms of his low centre of gravity and just he just runs with it at pace, and you think no one's going to stop him, you know. He did very well when he came on, and he almost assisted Roofe with a goal. You know, an immediate impact, and I do really like Jamie Shackleton. But, you know, we're back on top, returning them up, top of the league, you know. Preston beat Norwich tonight 3-1. It's mad how the Championship is. You know, it wasn't too long ago against Norwich, everything was doom and gloom. We're now back at top of the table. You know, we've got a point on Norwich and 3 on Sheffield United. I was hoping Borough would get an equaliser. That shithouse Danny Ayala got sent off. But I was hoping Borough were going to get an equaliser at Sheffield United, because that would have just helped us all the more. But listen, we move on now. We've got 2 very winnable games. We've got QPR at home on the 23rd, I believe. And then we have Bolton midweek, or it might be vice versa. You know, Bolton at home and QPR midweek. I think that's the way it is. And then we've got another big one against West Brom, who drew last night as well. The absolute scumbag. Dwight Gale got them a penalty late on. But it's nice to see that retrospective action is being taken against another club. Dwight Gale's going to be charged for evading the referee by winning that penalty and getting West Brom points. So hopefully we'll see a ban, and he might not make the game for Ellen Road. Fingers crossed. You know, that's one Plus, we have a lot of our big games against the big boys are at home. You know, we've got some tough games coming up. But the next two are very winnable. And I said that prior to tonight, after Borough, if we could win at Borough, you know, we could go on a nice 4-game run. We didn't get the win. However, on the context of play against Borough, a point was a very good point, especially the time in which we scored. We've now come and we've beat Swansea comfortably. Scoreline might not suggest so. Towards the end of the game, might not suggest so. But if you take out the silly penalty challenge by Ayling, we've won the game comfortably. You know, and now we move on to QPR and Bolton, which are two very winnable games that I would hope, and I do think we will take maximum points from. And then let's see where we are in terms of the table and how important that West Brom game is. Obviously, every game is important, but you know, if you lose the next couple, and then it becomes even bigger, right? So let's just see where we are. But all in all, a great performance tonight from the lads. At times in the first half and in the second half, around the, I think it was between 50 and 60 minute, where we absolutely peppered them. Beelzebub was back to its best. Some standout performances again from the likes of KP, Janssen, Click, Pablo. Just a good solid performance. I was hoping if we'd have got an early goal in the second half that we might have seen Izzy. Wasn't meant to be. But, you know, he'll be with us soon enough. I'm just excited to see Izzy Brown in a Leeds shirt, that's all. And, you know, hopefully we'll see him in the next 2 games coming up. But thank you very much for tuning in, guys. I hope you enjoyed that tonight. I know I did. Marching on together. We're back top of the table, boys. Fucking get in. Come on now. Leeds. It's our time.